And now, marine weather around Alaska.
We'll look for light winds here along the central and south coast, anywhere from the south to southwest, but only at 10 knots and seas at about 4 feet. For the north coast, west to northeast winds, 10 to 15 knots with 3 to 4 foot seas. Lynn Canal north at 10, southeast at 10 for Stevens Passage and Clarence Strait. For Wednesday, light variable winds over the inside waters and channels there, and light winds here all along the coastline, anywhere from west to southwest at only 10 knots and seas 3 feet. Prince William Sound and the North Gulf Coast tomorrow, variable winds at 10 knots. Same forecast for Northern Cook Inlet, variable at 10. Southeast 15 for Southern Cook Inlet, and small craft advisories here for Kamishak Bay and the Barren Islands, where southeast winds are forecast at 25 to 30 knots with 4 to 6 foot seas. And then for Cook Inlet on Wednesday, southwest winds 15 knots, southeast 25 for Kamishak Bay, Barren Island winds down to 20 knots from the southeast. North Gulf Coast, west to southwest winds 15 knots, Prince William Sound, variable winds at 10 knots. And for Kodiak Island tomorrow, south to southeast winds at 20 knots. And breezy conditions continue for the Alaska Peninsula, especially on the north side here, anywhere from 25 to 30 knots from the southeast and southwest. Pacific side of the peninsula, south winds 15 to 20 knots. And for the day on Wednesday, variable winds for the Alaska Peninsula at 10 to 15 knots, winds east at 20 knots for Shelikof Strait, Kodiak Island, and Bristol Bay. For the eastern Aleutians tomorrow, west winds 20 to 25 knots. Adak and Atka, same thing, westerlies 20 to 25 knots. And then southwest winds 25 knots from Kiskit to Shemya. And for the Wednesday outlook, west of Adak, south to southwest winds at 20 knots. West-southwest 15-knot winds for Adak and Atka. And the eastern Aleutians, west and northwest winds 15 to 20 knots. And for Tuesday here, Yukon Delta coast, winds come down to 5 knots out of the south. Otherwise, with this weakening system, winds diminishing to 20 knots from the southeast here along the Kuskokwim Delta coast. For Bluff Islands, west winds at 20 knots, northwest at 15 for St. Matthew Island. And for Norton Sound, east winds 20 knots, east at 15 for St. Lawrence Island. And for Wednesday, east winds at 10 knots for the Yukon Delta coast, St. Lawrence Island, but 20-knot winds out of the east forecast for Norton Sound, and also along the Kuskokwim Delta coastline, east at 15 for St. Matthew Island, northwest 15 for St. Paul and St. George. And for the eastern Beaufort Sea coast tomorrow, northeast winds at 15 knots become east at 20 knots on the central coast, and then back to northeast at 15 for the western Arctic coast. And the Chukchi Sea, look for east winds at 20 knots. And for the day on Wednesday, for the Chukchi Sea, south to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, south winds at 20 knots for the western Arctic coast, central and eastern Arctic coast, east winds 20 to as high as 25 knots.